I don't know. Weird. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan in New Jersey. It is Sturch, it is Gooch, it is Grassroots Day again. We had a call out. He's fired. I'm done with this already. No, Anthony's not with us today, but we are running the show. It is a great Wednesday. It is hump day. We hope everybody's doing well out there. We hope we have some extra viewers today joining us because, look, big day over here at Chop Studios. We're excited as it crashes. We're excited as we go. And like, this is why the old panic ski sets in right now. So bear with us. As always, it is a Optimum issue as we're going.
I think we're all right.
I know we're going up on our day. Optimum has never delivered their promise to make me stress-free. It's just not a thing anymore. But anyway,
bro, and the thing is, we actually have Optimum people watching the show now.
Right. We have new
There's
listeners.
been so many texts that have come in that we actually have Optimum listeners that call us after the show and say, like, that was a smooth one. You know, like, yeah, tune in tomorrow, bro. And here we are tomorrow. And
but anyway, this
sure
again, this kind of show and this content that we put out every day will eventually be a polished, produced, not live show, because we like doing a live show. We love guys talking to you guys and interacting with you guys, but sometimes Optimum and the internet decides not to work. But if something happens in which we come across a a new partnership or a new deal of any sorts, maybe we get the hell out of Matawan because it just doesn't seem to be that favorable for us.
I want to avoid the city, though.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to the city. F that noise. Anyway, we hope everybody's doing well out there. Also, I want to make sure that you guys know that if you want to support the show, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Chop Sports. There's a $3, a $5, a $10 variation. That's the way to do it. Obviously, there's multiple things we can give away with that. But the main one I would say is the break butts. And yesterday I got thrown for a whirlwind. Joe comes in here with a box of stuff, right, from Santiago Sports down the street, right? He comes in with, what are they called? Panini Pinnacle Super Duper Blasters.
Donruss Optic Blasters.
So whatever the case may be,
baby.
These cards are like, there's one or a couple hovering around the world that are like worth like crazy. And I was blown away because I don't know a lot about the card game, but I'm starting to learn because obviously vicariously through seeing you and Joe do your thing over here at Chop Studios, it's like one of those things. I'm like, well, I can get into this, but then I also don't want to go broke.
So we have a couple things that we're doing right now. We have a jersey or a couple jerseys up for sale. There's a basketball, a baseball, and a football jersey. So I guess that's a few, one more than a couple. Right? So a few jerseys up for sale. And the deal that we're doing on this one is you buy a team, you get a team at random. So we're only making 15 sales per jersey. So we don't have to sell all 32. You buy your team, get them while they last, because they are starting to sell. I haven't even made the post yet. So you buy a team for 15, you get a random for free. And that goes across all three sports. But for the Patreon members today, what we're doing is we're going to do a random giveaway, and it's going to be a Barry Sanders rookie card. Ooh. So Barry Sanders rookie card. I know that everybody that's collected cards at some point in their life has seen the Barry Sanders 89 score rookie. I gave you the Troy Aikman, same year, same class, one of the most legendary draft classes of all time. So Patreon members, be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 8:00 because we're going to be going live, doing some jersey giveaways, and we got a good giveaway for the Patreon.
Barry Sanders, the second best running back of all time, behind, of course, Emmitt Smith, the GOAT, who leads the league in forever rushing yards. I don't know if that's ever going to be touched. There's a lot of yards, man. It's a lot of yards, and he's a compiler. Like, he's in a good offensive line.
It's going to be a tough situation for anybody to pass Emmitt, the current nature of the NFL.
Right, exactly. Passing league is what we'll say. Passing league.
And there isn't guys that are really equipped to last 10, 15 years as the number one back where they're going to play all three downs. Every team has that battery going on now, outside of a few.
Anyway, I know mom's coming in. There's a bunch of people in the chat right now. Good morning over to Ashley. Good morning to Michael Fusco, our guy. We just met up with him yesterday for the first time. And of course, mom's coming in saying, you used to have a major card collection. Yeah, I know. I still have it. It's in my back. It's my trunk. And I took it to Santiago. I'm like, how much can I get for all this? And he's like, I was like, so you're telling me I don't have any Donruss blasted buckets?
There is like a 20-year gap in the whole sports card memorabilia.
Because if you don't have Brady's or rookies.
Like there's like a 20-year gap where like mid 80s on, there's not many good cards out there. Mid 80s through to like 2000 to LeBron, honestly. Like once LeBron came onto the scene, then there's the LeBron year with basketball.
Do Jordan cards still have value? Yes, right. Kobe, does Kobe have value?
Like, of course, there's like one select card out there, but the way they do it now is much smarter, and they know how to generate demand a lot better now than they did back then, and they oversaturated things when we were kids.
So it's just like overproducing of these cards. Like it's one of 1,000 made. Now there's like one of like 5.
I remember having a stack of Shaq rookies that was this high. Same card.
Same card.
Same card.
Wow.
Fleer rookie. They were like $15 each. They're nothing now.
Nothing.
Maybe $15 each.
Still. Anyway, we do have a rundown today. There's a couple things to get to. As I said, the schedule, the way it worked out, we tried to do the Seattle Seahawks on Monday. That all didn't work out. Then yesterday we were about to do the Cardinals. We were out of order. No, we were about to do the Cardinals.
Yeah, we were out of order.
We're out of order.
Took third. But they made
it's just a weird. Yeah, the playoffs last year was so weird. But guess what, guys? Tomorrow we are 1 week. 1 week from real football. This is incredible. I cannot believe it. It's here, and we'll talk about more about that as we get into the teams. We'll get into that first. Gooch, give me something good.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. What do we got?
So the rundown is bleak, boys and girls. Very bleak on the rundown today, but there is some interesting tidbits that I'll throw out there for everybody. So Major League Baseball, or I guess you could say in this case, minor league baseball, the number 13 prospect in all the land, James Outman,
who was sent down like last week.
So he was sent down last week, or maybe a couple weeks back, but he hit for the cycle yesterday. That's kind of cool. But what makes it even more cool and more amazing is that he also hit for the cycle on Saturday. So he's hit for the cycle two times in 4 games. And I mean,
does he get a call back up?
The Dodgers are loaded.
That's
sent
the
him
problem.
Down. They probably they don't have room for him. But
Dodgers
get
to win
some every day at bats. But
Yikes.
Kind of cool. I don't care if you're in the minors. I don't care if you're in fucking Little League. If you hit for the cycle twice in a week, that's impressive to me.
A little bit.
Another little stat action going on. Framber Valdez yesterday threw another quality start. So that makes 22 consecutive quality starts, which I believe is a major league record for lefty pitchers. I find it amazing that is the record. I thought it would be much higher with all the pitchers out there, but maybe it's a Dodge.
22 straight?
22 straight quality starts.
22. Why do you think it's higher? I feel like that's very high.
I'm just saying.
All right, define quality start to the common man or me.
A quality start is 6 innings pitched, and 3 earned runs or less. You don't need to win. You just need to go 6 innings with 3 earned runs or less.
That's not in today's world where there's a lot of bats going around. Like that's not
the
easy.
thing about it. I'm not talking about today's world.
We're talking about practice.
I'm talking about ever. So like you're telling me that there's not one Randy Johnson. You know, like I can start throwing some lefties.
Nolan Ryan, who missed out on.
He was a righty, but
lefties.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is
Andy
lefties.
Pettit.
I feel like DeGrom had 58 straight.
Yeah.
I mean, like DeGrom had a quality start every time out for 2 seasons. So maybe there's just one scattered in there where he got touched a little bit. I mean, 6 innings, 22 straight starts is really impressive. So
so that means like in
fuck
22,
you, Framber Valdez. We still hate you.
22 straight starts of not getting shellacked.
Yeah,
ever. And, so not getting touched up.
There is one more baseball chunky king
news here.
But I'm going to skip that one because I feel like that'll bleed into the first topic that we'll talk about because it has a little bit of a conversation piece to it, and that's the Julio Rodriguez contract.
Okay.
But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about NFL action, a little NFL news. John Gruden spoke out.
Ooh, I did not hear this, but I heard
this. He said, while the emails are shameful, I am a good person. And
he is.
And he was like, the emails are shameful.
What is Chucky
still
face?
A good person. And maybe he is a good person, but it doesn't work that way in this day and age. Unfortunately, John Gruden, he's looking for another opportunity, he said. I don't think John Gruden's getting the other opportunity he's looking for. Sorry, Chucky, it's not going to work out for you.
Is this the comment of the year right now? I know it's just water in that gallon jug, Sturge, but it gives off mad alcoholic dad standing in front of the fridge vibes. Feels like you're about to say the N-word and take a swing at a child.
Wow.
What?
No more gallon, Dave. Look, bottles of water.
What did I do? And look because of that, internet woes. See, the internet knows. He's always watching. Internet knows, bro.
So we have one more thing on the NFL. The Texans went ahead and cut Marlon Mack. So Marlon Mack is out in Houston, and you know what that means, right? That means that Dameon Pierce is officially the RB1 with the Houston Texans.
So it wasn't official already. You said it in June.
Rex Burkhead is now the backup. Guys, he's shooting up draft boards. I still see him going in the 6th, but with this news, he might shoot up a little bit more. An RB1 in the 6th round. I know the Texans aren't a good team, but they played better than people thought they would last year.
Would you say by any shot of the stretch of imagination, if there was a world where all of a sudden players had stocks, his stock rose?
Yeah, I think Damian Pierce's stock rose,
Yes.
but I don't know if it's time to buy on him now. It was probably around June when I was talking about it, but
Okay. Interesting.
That's all we got for the rundown.
All righty.
Back to you, Dave.
All
But
right.
really, it's Julio Rodriguez.
Yes, let's talk about Julio Rodriguez for a second, because obviously it was brushed over last week when he signed his mega deal. And when I say mega deal, some people, even Gooch, like you said, like this is not like the right deal for these young guys to be signing right now.
It's hard for me to say it's not the right deal.
Julio got
Julio,
paid. We all know.
On the surface, depending on which headline you read, you see like, wow, he's vastly underpaid.
Yeah.
There is really big escalators in his contract, so he can earn up to $400 million. That's where he
$400 million.
Yeah.
Good Lord. What are these?
Or 380 or something.
What are the
like
escalators? Like
I don't know.
performance based?
Performance based,
Okay.
yeah. And then there's also opt-ins later on down the line. So I don't think he's tied in. I think that he has an out if he needs one, and the same thing with the club at certain points in the contract. But I got to tip my hat because you see a lot of teams trying to do this. The Braves are the masters at doing it. And now you see it makes sense because you're not going to be able to sign the guy. Seattle can't sign him when he hits free agency because he's going to be too expensive. You pay him at the front end of things. He's not arbitration eligible for like 3 or 4 more years, 3 more years. So he was going to be middling around on some,
Look,
he was going to be middling around on some shitty contracts for a little bit. And look, now he's life-changing money for a guy that probably came from very little.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to say, dude, turn down $200 million because you're going to get there one day. That day is today for him. So hats off to Julio Rodriguez. I still think it's bad business for some of these guys to be taking these monster deals, but it's, he's a lot of years away from getting free agency, and there is a risk in playing 6 or 7 years. Anything could happen.
Very true. And we saw it with Tatis right off the rip. So you signed Tatis to a long deal.
Well, that's my point.
But
exactly.
boom, all of a sudden.
So there is the risk. That's why I get it. The team doesn't want to pay a ton of money when you're given a 14-year deal. And Fernando Tatis is a glaring example as to like, you got to be careful with some of these young guys because you don't know how they're going to react to being a superstar. And when you give somebody money, it changes things a lot. So Tatis is a cautionary tale, but there's been a lot of guys that have worked out.
Yeah, of course.
In the same regard.
Of course. What was Bryce Harper's first deal? Wasn't that a big one?
It was a big one,
It's
but
like a 10-year, right?
But
it was a couple years back. So he's like 4 or 5 years.
I think he signed his first big contract with the Phillies.
Right. But
Yeah,
I'm saying
so-
that was like the first long term where we were like, wait, how many years? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Bryce
Like that was
Harper,
like the first one.
And like honestly, you're not going to see many 10-year deals anymore for guys that are hitting free agency. You're just not. I just can't see it unless they hit free agency at 27,
Right.
26.
All right.
All right.
Well, speaking of big money, ladies and gentlemen, if you're worried about it, don't be, because we have a guy. We had a guy for that. And this guy, just by chance, came into the studio yesterday. We took him for a tour, and his name is Michael Fusco of the Fusco Insurance Agency. He's one of the sponsors of the Chop Sports Daily. If you're worried that you're running out of money in retirement, how you'll pay for that long-term health care, worry a little bit less right now, because he's going to help you out. He'll help you create a comprehensive retirement plan. He'll explore using life insurance and annuities to help you build a more secure future so you can worry a little bit less right now. Call 718-701-5787 to schedule your complimentary consultation. That's 718-701-5787. Guarantees and protections are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company. Some insurance policies are not available at all states. Also, he's got a lot of other things, okay, including financing, okay? 300 or 350 FICO score and above, you can start financing things up to $300 or starting at $300. So if you're having trouble with payroll or anything like that, this guy's got it all, and starting very soon. I don't want to give away too much, but he's got something down the pipeline that's going to make a lot of people's lives a lot easier when it comes to paying for car insurance and everything like that. So we'll get more into that when we get more into that. Also, big shout out to SteveAspara.com. Our boy Steve right now working diligently around the clock, because tomorrow, ChopSportsMedia.com relaunched, okay? We got a whole new look to a website because the services here at Chop Studios are going to be officially available, from recording studio to right here in our video studio to photography. We'll get into all that as that launches as well. And of course, Gooch, it's time to take care of the grundle. But before you do that, I want to say that I used the foot spray yesterday just when I got home. I was like, it's been a long day. Let me just Smells delicious.
Dave's feet and delicious don't belong in the same sentence entering my fucking eardrum. We'll just get that out of the way now.
Right out the way.
So now that we know Dave's feet smell delicious for any of those footies out there.
Yeah, there's plenty of you out there.
I'm not talking about soccer
weirdos.
fans. I'm not talking about soccer fans.
No.
So
there's a market for that.
if you head on over to manscaped.com and use the promo code ShopSports, you can get 20% off a clean-shaven nutsack. And really, I mean, there's really no price you could place on a clean-shaven nutsack, but I feel like 20% off is a good start. So if you head on over to Manscaped, promo code ShopSports, you get 20% off, free shipping worldwide, and you exfoliate your booty crack, and you can even spray your feet if you're feeling kind of frisky like Dave over here. But use the promo code ShopSports, manscaped.com. I do have another little tidbit here. So with all that savings you're going to save over on Manscaped,
look at this.
We have a big survivor pool going down. Massive. It's 10 years running. It's set up by a couple good friends of mine. And look, we're entering it into the Chop Sports world. So last year, over $65,000 in prizes. They're looking to grow that by at least 10 grand this year. So $75,000 going out to a winner. I do believe that they have first, second, and third. But look, I made it close to the money a couple years ago. You could see my gravestone in there, Husky Lotus, weeks 1 through 13. I was so close, but then I died. I didn't survive. And then you were dead. And these goddamn Jets fans out here, week 1 to week 1, and their season was dead in the survivor pool before the Jets even started. That's incredible. So look, survivor pool, $75,000 cash prizes. I mean, where could you go wrong? Got to get involved.
You can't go wrong. You can't absolutely.
And if you want to be a cheapskate, you could go join Scoops. It's $20 survivor pool.
Listen, Scoop's not made of money, okay? He told me yesterday he legally posted within the Chop Sports Facebook group. I'm kidding. Go join Scoops as well. The big dog is where the money's at. My whole request for Scoop was to be using runyourpool.com. So Scoop, you could run your makeshift pool, and I'm going to join it. Honestly, he said ESPN, I think.
ESPN, that's a little bit better, but
is it better or is it just?
It's better than Excel.
Oh my God, you remember that garbage?
Yeah, so it's better than Excel. And look, I love Scoop and I love his efforts, and he's trying to make things happen for us over here at Chop Sports, and it is all good fun. But Scoop, don't be surprised if I start a $19 survivor pool to undercut you a little bit, and using the runyourpool.com. But no, Scoop, you're more than welcome to post your pool. Just don't be alarmed when I post mine.
All right, well, that'll be that. So listen, it's been a long summer of us covering the entire NFL. Every day we would cover a brand new team. We started over there in the AFC East. It was day 1. It was the Jets. And we went and I made a bold prediction. Jets 5-0 to start the year. And then all of a sudden, Zach Wilson started laying pipe to moms and then breaking ACLs and whatever. Now they're
0-4.
Now they might not win a game. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, we're going back to that because we are putting a bow on our NFL coverage today. As we start with the Seahawks. Let's try this again, Dave. The Seahawks, who come in with an over-under of 5.5. Now, look, there's not going to be as in-depth, depth that we've usually covered with these teams. But I will say this. The Seahawks in general, they just did themselves no favors in the offseason. They decided to ship off QB1. They decided to ship off Bobby Wagner, one of the best linebackers in football. They decided to ship off Carlos Dunlap. They didn't do much to help their cause. And when you're looking at a team like the Seahawks, who just recently named Geno Smith as the starting quarterback of this team, I look at this and I say, Gooch, when it comes to the NFC West with the teams that are above them right now, the 49ers, the Rams, the Cardinals, right? The Rams defending champions. Do you look at a team like the Seahawks as a team that can make any relevant noise this year? Their running game situation, even murky right now. Kenneth Walker with the hernia, not a sports hernia. Let's not get it twisted. It's not one of those ones that are going to take him out for weeks and weeks, but he's out. And now Rashad Penny, who we've known that name for like 3 years and nothing's formulated out of it.
Rashad Penny is who he is. Look, Seattle's not going to win many football games this year. They're 7-10. Russ got hurt and he came back and kind of like righted the ship for them a little bit. They were able to win some games against some better teams. Which might have been detrimental
to their draft pick.
Yeah, which actually cost them in the long run. But did they even have a draft pick this year? Or was that Jamal Adams?
No, they finally got I believe the Charles Cross, the offensive tackle. Unless I'm talking about a completely wrong team, but I'm pretty sure I got that right.
I don't know. I think that the Jets had their pick.
No, the Jets have had their pick for like ever, and I don't think it was
because how many top picks did the Jets have? I think they picked.
I'm pretty sure Seattle had a pick this year. Yeah, number 9 overall in the first round, Charles Cross. Okay, offensive tackle. So they're protecting their future.
Was that from Denver?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was the Seahawks pick.
Oh yeah, so they've got some capital back into the first round.
That was
yes.
the Denver pick.
Okay. Well, there you go. Problem solved, mystery solved. That's how the Seattle Seahawks got Charles Cross.
But
yeah,
they did nothing else. They don't have really a good running situation. Their offensive line has been bad for 11 years at this point. Even through all their success, their defense at the back end, I don't even know one of their guys. You know, I know it's pretty bleak back there.
Bleak, yeah,
and it's questionable that they're bringing Pete Carroll back. I mean, I guess you really can't fire
I said that yesterday. I said, does this guy really want to be part of a rebuild?
I fucking hate Pete Carroll. Do you see this guy rolling out? First of all, you look like shit, Pete. Stop doing it. Settle down. Take a deep breath.
Yeah, seriously.
Coach.
You don't look well.
Because honestly, you look better than Drew Lock. And you look like shit.
Their back end of their defense is okay if you consider Jamal Adams still good.
I don't
consider him. I consider him a thumper. I consider Jamal Adams Roy Williams 2.0.
I never considered Jamal Adams really that good. He is a hard hitter.
Catch for shit. Like the ball's hitting right in the chest, and he's just like, you know, like they do have Quandre Diggs back there as well.
He picked off Rodgers once though. That was brutal.
One? Oh, he was the one?
Yeah. Like, that's the crazy part.
The one that picked off Rodgers? Yeah, so Seattle, it's going to be tough sledding. Their schedule is very difficult. Right off the rip, they're going to start with Denver Broncos, who Russ, let's ride Bronco country. He's coming back to the 12th man. So that's Monday Night Football. That's going to be must-see television, obviously. Everybody's going to watch it anyway. But you know what I'm saying? Like, Russ coming back to Seattle on week 1. NFL didn't waste any fucking time with this. It's insane to me. And I think that they get starched week 1. I think the Broncos come in there and just completely annihilate them. Going down their schedule, I'm looking down their schedule, and it's just like, while the teams on there are they're almost on par. Week 2 is Atlanta, week 2 is San Fran, so forget it. But week 3 is Atlanta, then Detroit, then they have Arizona early, then they have Arizona again. They actually finish up with Arizona within the month of October into November, like right there. But then they play Tampa, Vegas, LA,
Tampa in Germany,
San Fran again, the Jets at the end of the year, the Rams to end the year. It's gonna be tough sledding for the Cardinals this year. For the Seahawks this year. It's just not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say that the Seattle Seahawks are going to be right there with the Chicago Bears, jockeying for position of the number 1 overall pick next year. That's my bold August 31st take right now. And this is no disrespect to Geno Smith. I just don't think they're very good as a whole.
They're not very good. Geno Smith has proven that he's also not very good. Definitely a career backup in the league. Their strength of schedule is like 11th in the league, so it's hard.
They didn't win any games in the preseason. Not that it matters, but
and it doesn't look good for them early out of the gate. Broncos at 49ers. Probably starting off with 2 losses. They could potentially right the ship versus Atlanta and even go 2-2. But then once they go on the road to New Orleans, I don't give a shit what. That team, like Seattle's, the wheels are going to start falling off fairly early for them. I don't know about the second or first pick because there's some bad teams out there. And, there's even going to be more bad teams that we don't know are bad yet.
Yeah, you think? You don't think they're in the conversation of like top 3 picks?
I do. I think they're in the conversation. I just don't know that they're going to end up there.
Okay.
Because Pete Carroll is a really good coach. Historically in this league, 163 and 114 is a pretty solid record over 17 seasons. So you last 17 years, you have multiple deep playoff runs. Pete Carroll might have them a few tricks up his sleeve, but really without the personnel, I just don't see it happening. At best, what is their win total at? 5.5.
I don't think they made
5.
I was gonna say I'll put it at 5. If there's lines out there with a push at 5, sure, but they're not going 6, and that's crazy to say. Like, this team can't go 6-11, but take it for what it's worth. Your division itself, you're not going to get any wins. Tell me a win. Maybe Arizona, but you ain't beating the Rams. You're not beating San Fran.
Yeah, it'd be with the comment, and he's like, the Seahawks will be establishing the run while down 21 in the 4th.
The Hawks are the bad team. They're just a bad team.
And then they'll get to the goal line and they'll throw it.
Rough. So anyway, and then just to notice that like Tom Brady is like jumping up and down on the sidelines of like, how great is one of your Super Bowls, Tom, where you literally thought you were dead in the water until Pete Carroll was an idiot. Anywho, let's move on. You said San Fran, not the Cardinals, correct? Who's third? Yeah. So San Fran. Bang, San Francisco. So a lot of news breaking over the last couple of days with San Francisco, and that is in the regard of Jimmy Garoppolo now paid 6.5, could be 7.5. Or it is a $7.5 million contract, 6.5 guaranteed, up to 14 if he plays. So now that, I don't know, does that throw a wrench in all the plans? Do you lose a little faith in Trey Lance right now. I mean, yesterday, yeah, we talked a bit about it doing something else, but in reality, like that's conversational piece. Is Trey Lance leash been shortened?
No,
or?
not one bit. So the 49ers have maintained this position all along, right? They said that they're not cutting Jimmy G.
Right.
Remember we talked about this a month and a half ago? The John Lynch came out and said, look, we're not cutting Jimmy G. That's not going to happen. So if we're fully prepared to go into the next season with him as the backup, the only reason why we all thought that there's no chance that's happening
Up to 17 million
was because of the contract. Well, now the contract is restructured. They only need to pay him if they need to pay him. In other words, if Trey Lance gets hurt,
pay to play.
They're not looking to pay Jimmy G more money. So they're not going to shorten the leash on Trey Lance and in doing so, pay $1 million more per game.
Do you think, like, I'm looking at this contract now, right? Like, this was very, very, like, dare I say, this was nice of Jimmy G to do this.
Well, look, Jimmy G is in a position where the 49ers,
they were going to be stuck either cutting him. Nope, nobody wanted to trade for him. So if they cut him yesterday on cutdown day, they would have been on the hook for a lot of dead money. So they were like, hey, listen, we want you here. We want Trey, but here's what we're going to do.
Value.
And he was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Look,
if nobody said trade for me, I'll stay.
There's value in this anyway, because Jimmy G getting traded to a team where he's a pending free agent anyway, right? So he would have gotten paid by said team. No team was taking on that contract. The 49ers would have had to eat the money anyway. So really, there was no real wiggle room there. And Jimmy G would have then had to move to, let's just say, some shithole place
for 1 year,
like Cleveland, for 1 year to go play and then have to uproot his life. Like, look, the guy's established in San Fran. I'm getting paid how much? $6 million. If I have to play more, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a very friendly contract.
$6 million to play backup quarterback in the NFL is pretty good.
Right.
Understanding the nature of the sport, Trey Lance, Jimmy G's going to play a little bit.
The G stands for gentleman, based off of what he's done.
Jimmy G's done nothing wrong in his career so far, except for he can't throw the ball deep.
He's done me wrong. So he's beating the Cowboys, and that sucked. When you look at the San Francisco team up and down, Eli Mitchell, Jeff Wilson, that whole Trey Sermon, or Sermon, as some people would say, whatchamacall, their running back situation still murky, even with all the moves that they did make. Their wide receivers, look, Debo established himself as a new position in the NFL, where every NFL team now thinks they need a Debo. They need somebody to kind of run the ball over the backfield, take those stupid little shuffle passes, run a crisp slant route, take the stretch down the field. He could do it all. And he got paid like that too. And I think he could have got paid a little more. But he will, right? Incentive-wise, he will.
If he gets handoffs, he's going to get
So if he's in the game plan to get handoffs, he's going to get paid. But anyway, Brandon Ayuk, great. We saw some emergence at him. George Kittle, if he stays healthy, one of the better tight ends in football. A team that still uses a fullback are the 49ers, and Kyle Juszczyk is the best in the league. Kyle Juszczyk's the best fullback in football. So this offense is going to click. Their offensive line's good. Like, the offense is going to click. The defense is going to click. It really all depends on Trey Lance. Like, if this whole season, and this is no pressure to you guys like Tony Benevento in the chat right now, all 49er fans, the season rides and dies with Trey Lance's performance.
I'm all in on Trey Lance.
I mean, clearly based off of how many cards you pulled.
Yeah, like,
and
first
things
of all,
like you're all in.
I can't escape the Trey Lance dance. Honestly, he's been following me around for 2 weeks now, but for good reason, because I've been talking really, really well about Trey Lance for about a month and a half. I'm all in on Trey Lance. I'm all in on the 49ers this year. They're a better team this year than they were last year because of Trey Lance. That's my statement here. Jimmy G was very regular. He was able to work the offense well, but
he was Alex Smith.
He couldn't throw the ball.
He couldn't throw
the ball 15 yards down the field. Trey Lance has a cannon. He might not make the best decisions, but at the very least, if there's an issue with Trey Lance's decision-making process, all you got to do is dumb down the offense the same way you did for Jimmy G last year.
True.
But on top of that, you get the potential 6, 7, 800 yards rushing and possibly 10 rushing touchdowns out of Trey Lance this year. I think he's Jalen Hurts, but better thrower. That's my best comparison to.
I do like that comparison, and if you do give him that comparison, then I think he's primed for a very good career.
Have a good season,
because I think that's the one bugaboo of Jalen Hurts, is that he's not the best thrower yet, and I'm sure that could be worked on. Clearly, their schedule favorable, man. They open up in Chicago, then they go play Seattle. Give me 2 right there, right? At Denver. Could be murky. We don't know what Denver's going to be yet. Then they got LA. Then they got at Carolina, at Atlanta, home against the Chiefs, at LA again. They finished their season series by Halloween with the Rams. So they don't even have to worry about the Rams when it gets, not that it gets cold out there in LA, but what I'm saying is the toughest part of their NFC West battles will it already been done, right? Their back end is where it gets fun for them because Arizona towards the back end of every season seems to fold. And then you have Miami. Again, we don't know. You finish the year, ready for this finish, at Seattle, home against the Commanders, at Vegas, and then home against the Cardinals. Like if you're in a situation, San Fran, where you need 3 or 4 or 2 at the very least, you can get 2. You know what I'm saying? So again, schedule favors them. I don't know what the strength you have it listed over there. 5th, really? And I'm telling you, this is the division. The division, and it's the front part, man. The front part is not easy sledding. When you got to deal with the Rams and the Chiefs within 5 weeks of each other,
you're playing the NFC West, so like they don't have to travel much because their crossover is in the AFC West. But that makes it where you got to play the Chargers, you got to play the Chiefs. Their division is stacked, plus their crossover games are stacked. And then I think they even throw Tampa Bay in there too.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a tough one, man. They don't have it easy this year, but they're a really good team. And I think that when you're looking at the 49ers on the schedule, no easy outs there. Good on offense, good on defense, well coached.
Love the coach.
Well coached, good special teams. 49ers are going to be there at the end.
All right. So 10-7 projection, 10 wins, you think?
I think they're going to win 11 games.
So there you go. Slam the over. Another over came in before. From the prop beaver himself. Welcome back, sir. Ayuk going to hit his 749.5 receiving total easy. He calls it a hammer whale. I agree,
bro. Look at Ayuk in the second half last year. He really came on strong, and it came off the heels of Shanahan talking a lot of shit about him in camp and early in the season, saying like he's just got to work harder, he's got to do better.
I remember
a lot of times you see a young player doesn't respond well to that type of criticism. Brandon Ayuk went out and worked hard.
He balled.
I definitely agree. AJ 749 is a. I mean, I'm a Brandon Ayuk owner in like 3 of my best ball teams. I believe in him this year.
That's another thing we forgot to discuss is your best ball stuff, which I'm just like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Save it for tomorrow.
Okay, save it for tomorrow. A Fantasy Thursday coming at you. All right, so that's the 49ers. Expectations in the NFC. They're probably, if I had to guess right now, when you're talking about the upper echelon, we've talked about the entire NFC. If you want to throw Tampa as the number 1 team in the NFC or LA Rams, fine. I won't argue with you, but like whatever. And then you're looking at the Packers, who are always going to be there because of QB1. And of course, whoever wins the NFC East, the 49ers are going to be a playoff team. That what they do in the playoffs, that's up to Trey Lance. So we'll see. Moving on, you have the Cardinals over there on your side there, broski. Cardinals. The graphic, remember, I don't have it. It's like you're like, oh yeah, cool. Great. The Cardinals. We were about to talk about them yesterday, but we did not. We tried, but you know what? I'm with all the college football talk that we had yesterday. If you want to go check back with the Sauce and Kyle Kerms, who are, by the way, the same person, there's an episode yesterday where we talked all college football, at least the bigger conferences. All right, so the Cardinals, the biggest enigma in the NFL, I want to say, are the Cardinals, because when every year they got off to this red hot, just coming out the gate, smoking people out. Like this is just one of those games or one of these teams that just really do well in the beginning and then just
I think 2 years ago they started 3-0 and the collapse happened a little bit sooner than it did last year.
Like 8-0.
Last year they were 9-0. The Packers were their first loss.
Right. 8-0. Were the Packers 8-0 too?
No.
Oh, so they were the first, but they only had one loss though.
Yeah.
Oh, the Saints.
Week 1.
Yes. We all are well aware of that one. Anyway, so to the Cardinals, right? They went 11-6 last year, but they also started off 8-0. So talk about a fucking fall from grace, right? So they went 3 in their they went 3-6 down the stretch. Not good. That's math. Kyler Murray.
It is.
I got it. Kyler Murray, right? This guy gets his mega super duper deal. All the drama that was started with the whole, hey, he's got study hours now. He's got to study. We got to make sure he studies. He doesn't study the playbook. He's playing too much Call of Duty, right? But like then that was taken out. All this drama circling him and his contract. And then on top of that, by the way, you don't get your receiver for the first 6 weeks of the year. DeAndre Hopkins suspended for PEDs, right? So now is it Hollywood Brown? Then he gets arrested for doing the driving over, certain I don't think he's going to be in trouble. He's going to play. I think everything's going to be fine on that regard. But Jesus Christ, can we stay out of the news, Cardinals? Like you guys are you're not doing yourself any favors, right? Is it Hollywood Brown season? Is he going to flourish here? I think he literally has the same quarterback that he just left. the same.
Well,
If,
no.
Kyler could probably lace it a little better.
Kyler's a better thrower than
Kyler
Lamar.
could probably
He's a little more
the
accurate.
baseball background. Yes, I think Kyler can lace it a little better. But now AJ Green, ageless wonder, he's out there. Rondell Moore, a lot of people are excited about him. And Rondell Moore season last year, this year could be a thing. There's ESPN articles right now saying that he's going to be their leading receiver for 2022. Like Rondell Moore will lead this team in receiving as like a bold take. But
yeah, I don't know.
Are you completely blown away by that? Like I'm not.
I'm a big Rondell Moore guy. You heard last year every single week I was talking about Rondell Moore.
There it is.
In the waiver wire.
It's always Rondell
Moore season. You gotta love the guy.
Perfect.
He's like a big play, just waiting to happen. You get him the ball in space. But as far as like wide receiver one goes, he's not equipped. He's exactly what you see. He's a guy that you get the ball in space.
He was.
He's like a shiftier version of a Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown's probably a little more straightaway speed, but having those two guys on the field at the same time, and then when Hopkins gets back, that's going to be dangerous for anybody to try and stop that. And then AJ Green, he's an afterthought in that offense, but an afterthought as a fourth wide receiver that's got the experience and the acumen that he has. That's a good thing. Really, Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury, these two guys haven't really been able to get it done on any stop after, I think it's November 1st. So they just stopped playing good football down the stretch.
The defense,
that could be something that bleeds into their psyche a little bit, but also sometimes people just respond. You don't win in October or November until you do. And then all of a sudden, you know, that whole thing is
then you're the Cowboys
behind you.
JJ Watt coming back, Captain America back in the saddle. They got, I know you
defense
like
is worse.
The defense is worse because they did lose Chandler Jones, so he's gone. Keep your eye out for Zaven Collins this year in year 2. I really like Zaven Collins. I know Brett Ernst of the Jersey Boys podcast loves Zaven Collins coming out of college. And then we wound up with a guy named Micah Parsons, and he was like, who? You know, and I was like, just wait. I didn't even know at that time. I was like, oh, Micah Parsons, heads up. You know, like I had no idea what he was going to turn into. Their cornerbacks, obviously, let's see, Marcus Golden, Byron Murphy, also Marco Wilson, Budda Baker, very underrated guy.
Serviceable, but they're not any. Like their defense is where I think they're going to have issues this season.
Okay. Their schedule. Ready for this? Within the first 3 weeks of football, they have the Kansas City Chiefs at home in Arizona, so that benefits them to that extent. But Mahomes in a dome, geez, it's just not a good situation to be in. At LA, another dome game, and then another dome game against LA again. What? Am I looking at the wrong team? No, I got Cardinals. Cardinals got the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Rams.
Are in a dome.
They're going to play the Cardinals in Arizona.
Yeah, that's not a dome.
Arizona is a dome. It's retractable roof that's always closed. It's a dome, okay? It's the fucking place they played the Super Bowl in. Trust me, it's a dome.
All right.
God damn it.
I don't know, though.
Calm down, he said. Anyway, tough sledding in the beginning. Then you got your Carolina and Baker Mayfield, who's going to win Comeback Player of the Year this year, according to me. And then you got Philadelphia Eagles, the Seattle Seahawks. There's your win right there. There's a couple wins sprinkled in. Over the first 8 weeks. Last year, they went 8-1. That ain't going to happen again, or 9 weeks, and that's not going to happen again, clearly. I think this schedule is not favorable. The back end, ready for this, December schedule. Versus New England, at Denver, in and of course, so clearly it ain't easy.
Second hardest schedule football times.
How does
that work? Yeah, Falcons, man, they're the first team in the league, arguably, and they have the hardest schedule.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. So that's the Cardinals. I'm looking at 8-5.
Looking at
it's all good, baby. Hey, listen, this is what happens. All right, things happen. What is perfect? All right, so I do have a testament. I have something to say, and this is to all the Optimum people that are watching right now, because I know the whole crowd of you at this point.
Go fuck yourself.
That and basically the fact that you guys bring this up in the comments, just give. Yeah.
Oh, we're back.
Oh, are you waving by completely? Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, no, I'm about to wave by too. As we can't even get to the Rams. God dang it, the heck. I'm gonna try to weather this storm. I'm gonna call my man right after the show. But anyway, back to the action here. They're saying Scoop jinxed it. I didn't see anything about Scoop saying anything. But anyway, so Bailey, Steve, Everybody, good. Thank you for sticking with us,
now.
as always. But anyway, that's the Cardinals. 8.5. It's difficult to think about because of the division they play in. Are the Cardinals a 9-win team this year? They probably are, right? You would assume. Kyler's not that bad.
No, they have a very good roster on offense, and they're going to get DeAndre Hopkins back right around the time where they start tailing off a little bit. So it could be a nice little boost that they need. And I mean, yeah, they're a good team. They might win that many games
by accident.
But to start the season like they did last year, they were. Yeah, I think they had 9 before at their 9th game. They were 9-0.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the defending Super Bowl reigning defending champions, and that would be the LA Rams. Can they do it again? Can they get back? Can any team actually do this nowadays? I just feel like this is the heart of I'm not going to say the age of free agency. It's been free agency since like 96. But what I'm saying is, and I know that because that was the first year Dallas plummeted, free agency started, and it was just like goodbye. In any event, so the Rams are coming back. They're going to try to do this and go back to back. Matt Stafford on not the shelf, but he's been hurt, lingering injuries. Their running back situation is literally the same as last year, but this time Cam Akers is healthy coming into the season. Achilles injuries are never fun, obviously, but those are the ones you want to monitor. You just never know. Do they have the best, or at least in the top 3 conversation of trios within football as far as receivers go in Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, and I want to throw Van Jefferson in there because he's actually on an emerging star.
Off the top of my head, I mean, any Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson combo, I don't care who the other guys are, it's in the conversation. I have to think though about the rest of the league. There's some good tandems out there, and there's some good teams who have really good depth at the wide receiver position. You could say Debo and Ayuk, maybe, but that's not the best.
No,
I'm clearly not thinking about all the teams right now because
I put you on the spot real quick.
There's definitely, I mean, Lazard and Cobb.
Oh God,
fuck,
and Dubs,
bro. It was like 2 years ago. It was like the Packers have the best receivers in the league, and it's like you can't really argue. Well, maybe 2 years ago is a stretch, but there was a time.
When were they? When did they have?
They were just.
They had Devontae. When did they have a great number 2?
They had like Devontae. They had Jordy. They had.
All right, when Jordy was there, I'll give you that. But that's like
they were loaded.
A long time ago.
I'm just saying the Packers have had really good receivers with Devontae and Jordy as the 1 and 2.
I mean, look, we live in a world now where I'm just like, I wonder what these guys would have done had they have had any other quarterback other than Aaron Rodgers. I'm curious.
I mean, we're going to find out with Devontae, and Jordy Nelson was a good player.
Yes, 100%. Anyway, to the back to the Rams. To the defense, obviously it's led by Aaron Donald. Will he get suspended for all of his shenanigans the other day? I doubt it. No, that's up to the Rams.
Not. They said they're not.
Yeah, it's up to the Rams. Okay. I'm sure that'll happen. And obviously Bobby Wagner goes to sign over there as opposed to signing with the Cowboys because who wants to go play for the Cowboys? And then, of course, Taylor Rapp on the back end, Nick Scott, Jalen Ramsey, best corner in football, probably. And, of course, listen, this team, I don't feel like they made too many adjustments outside of the additions. You know what I'm saying? You had added an Allen Robinson.
Von Miller.
Yeah, but you added Bobby Wagner. It's very right there. If not, they got the better player.
No.
You don't think Bobby Wagner is better than Von Miller?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I don't think so either, actually. Now they actually talk about, like, wait, what am I talking about?
Good,
on the air. It's been a long morning. Anyway, so Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson could be my favorite wide receiver trio ever.
That's and Devontae was the 4th on that team.
How about that?
And Cobb.
How about that? 5 deep.
Well, Cobb wasn't there, actually. Cobb was there a little bit later.
Oh, Randall Cobb again.
Cobb got there the year after the Super Bowl.
All right. So anyway, I look at this schedule, and of course, the Rams kick it off next week on Thursday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills. High intensity. They're going to hang their banner. Can Josh Allen and company come in there and spoil the party? We'll find out next week. But I think the Rams get that one. I do.
I don't know.
I do, by the way.
It's a good game.
Suffering succotash.
A good game. 2 good teams. Potential Super Bowl preview. I think the Rams have the best roster up and down in football. The only case could be made for the Chargers, really, on paper. But the games aren't won on paper.
They are not.
There was a little bit of hole stopping the run at certain stretches in the season last year. For a defense as talented as they were, I think that they lacked a little bit of intensity and they lacked a little bit of physicality. But when it was all said and done, that didn't matter. They figured it out and they won the games they needed to win down the stretch. It's tough, man. Stafford's already banged up. They're talking about it. Stafford was banged up for a stretch last year. Eventually, Matthew Stafford's elbow and back situation is going to catch up to him. I don't think it's going to be this season, though. One of the tougher quarterbacks in the league. The Rams are going to be there. You know, the Rams are going to be contending for the 1 seed this year. There's no question about it. I don't care how hard their schedule is. That roster is too good. Their coaches are really good.
Make a point here? ESPN puts out like tickets to the side where it's like tickets as low as, you know, like if you want to go to the game. So first game, $153 to go watch them play the opener. Then check out this other home games or any games on their schedule. The following week is Atlanta, $50. The next game, $42 against Arizona, $74 against San Fran. And when Dallas comes to town, the minimum starting price is $211 a ticket. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. And you don't call them America's team for nothing. Anyway, that's the one loss they have in their first couple.
Nothing. Huh? I feel like it is for nothing.
True. I mean, this doesn't give you any value. I mean, we don't have an America's team banner in our rafters, but
it's like the BMF. Yeah, Jorge Masvidal is the BMF. Like, yeah, you just got knocked out 11 times in a row. Are you sure that you're the BMF?
He should definitely give that belt back to The Rock.
I don't keep it. Keep the belt.
No, give it back.
Keep it belt. It's a nice little thing that happened in your life. But here's my advice: stop doing photo shoots with the fucking BMF belt, bro. Like, pick up your face off the ground. You get knocked out.
Actually, fight Colby one-on-one in the streets, homie.
Knocked out by Colby though.
I mean, he touched him up in that fight.
Yeah, he beat him up.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the action here. Schedule not easy. Buffalo, Arizona early, San Fran, Dallas, not a cakewalk. Carolina, we don't know. Bye week, right? Then you got San Fran, Tampa, Arizona, New Orleans, Kansas City. Bro, so this schedule for this Rams team,
the hardest schedule in football,
is brutal. And ready for the last 4. At Green Bay, okay? Home against Denver, at the Chargers, and then at Seattle. So if you need that last game to get a bye, you're probably going to get it. If you need it to just win your division, you'll probably get it too. But like that's such a nice thing that they get to end the fucking season with Seattle.
I can't wait until December, baby. I want that fucking game.
Yeah, I want the game in October too. But I mean, we can't get everything we want.
North. We'll see. I think Green Bay's style of play is going to be all running the football this year. See if the Rams are able to deal with that. We beat up on the Rams last year.
We shall see. We shall see. So that does it for at least the NFL coverage, man. As far as the teams in specific,
we're going to go through the schedule like we did.
Oh yeah.
We'll do that for Monday.
Yeah. Let's go through that Monday
or Tuesday. We'll talk about
whatever. We'll figure it out.
I don't know. Labor Day.
We're going to make our last
hiatus.
Our last little push for our standings and everything and week by week. So this whole win-loss, it doesn't make sense. If you actually did the math, we probably have teams that are like they played 50 extra games or something. Like it just doesn't make any sense. But we will come up with our final standings and predictions next week. So it's been a show. We got more stuff to talk about.
I do have one thing that I forgot to put in the rundown.
Yeah, all right, guy. I was gonna say, did you by any chance see that stupid football that Scoop sent? Is that real?
No.
The NFL put it out. Like they tweeted it out.
The NFL is doing things a little bit different this year, I think, and there's no way that's what.
I'm just saying. No, the NFL put out a tweet.
Watching it 10 seconds in.
The NFL put out a tweet or Instagram reel where it was like NFL and like Prime Video, like shake hands emoji thing, right? And the ball for Thursday night football games is longer, like and more aerodynamic. That can't be real. Why would you put that out there? It's not April Fool's. What are we doing? Are we wasting time?
I don't know if that's real.
Is that your marketing team? Are they bored?
They're not changing the ball for one game a week. That would be insanity.
But it just for me, it's like, why would you waste a breath of air on that production on that?
Yeah, I think
you're the NFL.
I think that might have
what are we doing?
Just been. I honestly,
I bored.
Have no clue.
Did anybody see it?
I wish I knew who to ask.
Oh boy, oh boy. It's just the logo.
And then, yeah. Right, so thank you for that.
Thanks, Bailey. So we are educated here at Chop Sports, but we were duped. I was duped yesterday. I followed like 3 wrong Adam Schefters, like for all the cut down day. Just like seeing, I'm like, Kelvin Joseph got cut. I'm like, oh, I got cut.
Yeah, like, no, I don't pay attention to that.
But I will pay attention to what Stevie Mack came in before. It is 11:48 live right now in the air. By 12 o'clock, the claims are done. So if you're claiming people, you're about to find out who goes where.
Yeah, the Packers just claimed the guy from the Jaguars as special teams specialist. We need all the help we can get.
I was going to say you need all the special teams help you can get.
He is.
The Lions signed Nate Sudfeld. Okay.
I do have one more thing that I forgot to put into the rundown today. And if anybody saw yesterday that there's a new Jake Paul fight on the horizon, and it's against Anderson Silva. Yeah. So Anderson Silva against Jake Paul is supposedly going to happen in November now. I don't believe that it's actually going to happen because Anderson Silva will end his life, I think, in the ring.
That would be great.
Look,
I mean, don't kill him.
Jake
but
Paul opened up as a minus 150 favorite. Silva was a dog. And in less than 12 hours from the opening line, Anderson Silva is now the favorite. Everybody bet Silva out of the gate. So there's no money going on Jake Paul.
When is this? October?
But you get Jake Paul at even money. It's basically even money at this point. You bet $13K to win $10K on Silva. I feel like if I had $13K to bet, that's what I'd be doing. But it's also very
I would
risky.
invest it in a sports stock market.
It's also very risky to put any money into a Jake Paul situation because do we even know if that's real? I think it's real.
Ever since that stupid video where he's in the hospital bed, he's like, I'm
definitely here for the Anderson Silva Jake Paul fight. If that does materialize, sign me the fuck up to steal that on crack streams.
Oh, now we're promoting illegal streams. Good, good.
Streams dot figure it out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put in all of them, and each one of them, each wrong one is a virus. So good luck. Anyway, that's a show. We have covered all 32 teams in the NFL. Tomorrow, we are a week away from kickoff. So we're going to dive more into fantasy football stuff tomorrow because it is literally the last time you're going to be doing your fantasy draft.
Final weekend, baby.
Shit. Oh, I got to talk to you. I really don't know when anything is scheduled.
Draft
I know it's
weekend.
all scheduled.
It's all in there. It is all
I'm well aware.
Now,
I just have to readjust my little schedule ski and make sure I have all the bandwidth ready to rock. So, big day over here at the Chop Sports Studio. Big day tomorrow as we relaunch the website. So thank you guys for sticking with us as always. If you like this video, that would do us wonders. We appreciate you as well. A lot of things coming up. So we're busy. So now we got to go. We got to say bye. So for Sturch and Gooch and nobody behind the glass except us, grassrooting it today, boys and girls. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Chop Sports Daily. See you guys then.
I wonder if anyone could tell that I have to piss really bad.
Dude, me too. We're still on layer.